Season two of Kenan is dropping early next year. What's ahead for Mika?
Oh my gosh. Well, as we all know, Mika is very focused on her career. She is focused and she is fabulous, but she's definitely flawed. So we'll see a lot of her trying to just juggle all of the things in season two, whether it be a personal life, which we didn't get to see a lot of last season, but also, her work life, which is it's struggle. She's on the struggle bus for both of those things.
There's so many great relationships and dynamics within this series. Which was your favorite to explore and why? And has that changed from season one into season two?
Yeah, I think a lot of the dynamic between Mika and Kenan definitely shifted for this season. This season you really get to see them show up for each other and be there in ways that I think they both kind of find unexpectedly. They're vulnerable. They're exposed this season in ways that you didn't see last season. So yeah, they're challenged, and it's nice seeing the other one step in and show up in ways that you just never would have thought.
Yeah, you've said in the past that this is one of your favorite jobs ever. What was
Yeah.
it about this particular project and character that has made it so special for you?
Well, I have to say that I've been a news baby my whole life. My mom was an executive producer of a morning show, and it was a morning news show, and it was on NBC. And so that personal connection is just something that I feel like has kind of made it a more intimate relationship with me playing this character versus other characters in the past. That and the stable of just badass folks that I'm working with. When you have Kenan, when you got Lauren Michaels, when you got Chris Red and Fortune and Taylor and Danny and Dana and Don Johnson, like you're so blessed to be able to call this your job. So yeah, for all of those reasons, this is a very special. It's still my favorite job ever.
Speaking of that incredible cast, there's a great chemistry that comes off the screen between all of you. How were you all able to build that during a pandemic?
Yeah, I think Keenan mentioned this, and I think it's so true that especially when you're in a pandemic and you're not really allowed to kind of have a personal life outside of, showing up to work to shoot because of all the COVID protocols, and you're trying to be safe. And it's like all we had was each other. So it's like, oh, hey, you again, you're still here. We both got tested today. I guess we're going to be here all day long. And it just gave you a chance to really get to know these folks, both professionally and on a friendship tip. And we're all such great friends. It's nice to be able to work with your friends, and especially during a pandemic. So yeah, we're equally as blessed.
The first season was so incredibly well received. What do you think is resonating most with audiences?
I think it starts from a place of authenticity. It starts from a place of realness. All of these characters are awesomely flawed. Like no one has it all going on. Like there's holes in all of us. And I think what's nice is that, and what people connect with is the community. It's the community of these characters and this cast that kind of shows up on the screen in ways that you may not see with other shows when it's not, when it's not there. And we're very fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, this is like the gold standard for comedy. As a cast, how are you all able to continue to push each other season to season?
We just literally push each other over. You know what I mean? Excuse me, coming through. That's usually Kenan, the one who's like pushing people out the way. You know how he gets. Um, no, we show up, and I think we show up prepared first, and then you're able to have fun. When you show up and you can count on, Kenan, who has all the lines in the world, to be off book and never need, help with his lines. And it's like, all right, well, I have no excuse. Like none of us have any excuse. We have to be prepared. And once you show up and you are prepared, then it's like, all right, cool. We got the work out the way. Like now we can have fun with it. So we got a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you've said in the past that this is a really collaborative environment and you have a hand in shaping your character. If you could write a storyline for Mika, what would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. I think with Mika, the fun lies in, her thinking that she has it all together and then it falling completely apart. Her thinking that she could, do it all on her own. And it's like, nah, girl, like you need all of the help in the world. So it would probably be a storyline along those lines, maybe like me trying to trying to do a show myself and trying to be, on an on-air personality and produce it at the same time. It would be a hot mess. So yeah, that would be pretty fun.
With this being a comedy, do you all have the opportunity to improv? And is there a scene that was improv in season one that you were super excited for fans to see?
Yeah, in season one we did quite a bit of that. I think the producers on the show are so great with allowing you to just kind of like, okay, like let's say the lines, but then also like make them your own. You know this character best, so like how would she say it? So yeah, I think a lot of our like little ad libs or improvisations get in, and whenever they do, you're just like, yeah, great feeling. It's like, okay, y'all saw that, huh? The cameras are rolling. Okay, okay.
Something that I love about this series is that despite it being a comedy, it really does tackle a lot of timely and relevant themes. Was there one, either seasons that really hit home for you?
Yeah, I think losing somebody, we've all
Mm,
experienced that. So, as first season, we tackled a lot of that. And then I think what I see in Mika is what I see, in a lot of people who are closest to me, which is the juggle of trying to balance, being great at work, showing up and being on your SHIT. And then at the same time, it's NBC. So, you got to spell stuff out. At the same time, showing up in your personal life for the people that you love. And, I know I struggle with that. I know my best friends struggle with that. I know my mom struggled with that. So, especially as women, like we're asked, there's a lot that's asked of
yeah.
us, and so we try to be there for all of the things. And it can be a lot of work sometimes. So it's fun to be able to show that in a comedy.
Yeah, with two seasons under your belt, has anything surprised you about the experience? What's the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself being a part of this project?
Yeah, I think I was super scared in the beginning. You have names like Kenan Thompson and Lauren Michaels, and it's terrifying
Mm,
to go into these kinds of things. But then I think you kind of learn that you belong, that you're there for a reason. You have to trust that, like, okay, these guys have been doing it for so long, like they know they know who to pick, they know who to hire, they know who's capable of doing these jobs. And so it's just like the ultimate compliment to be able to um, continue to play on the show. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that I've definitely learned.
and then final question for you. If you had to summarize season two in a sentence, what would it be?
Summarize season two in a sentence, I would say hot mess with a lot of love.
So good.